Yeah.
Are we live?
Hey, how y'all doing? Good evening. Live from Sweet Swan of Mine Distributing in Byhalia, Mississippi.
By hell, yeah.
We are. Yeah, it is Byhalia. Yeah. Yes, we are on live. Somebody says, and tonight we have not Mark Lambert, but we got this other guy you might know. His name's Eric Hodson. He's going to be with us tonight, and good to have you, buddy.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir.
Again.
Yes, sir. So,
I like that grand entrance. That was cool.
yeah, he kind of makes his own.
That's how you finish your drink real quick.
That's right. I know you probably can't see me, but I'm wearing camouflage, but I am here.
And I have no arms.
Greg, shut up. Nobody told you to laugh or talk. No, I'm joking.
I like your swagger tonight.
I like that.
You look like a big bush.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna get you a paintball gun.
Yeah.
For people that get disorderly.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I'll do it.
That would be a good time.
Yeah, that would be a great time. So, Eric, I called you the other day. You're filling in from Mr. Lambert. I said, hey, man, what do you want to do? And tell me what you told me.
I don't remember what I told you, but we ended up at Lamb Chops. Actually, no. I remember what I told you.
We did talk about a few other things.
Yeah, I said something about doing tailgate style food because of football and this and that. And your response was that was last weekend.
Well, you said it's Championship Saturday, and I go, that was last.
It was last Saturday. I didn't think about it all being on
Florida
video.
State's still looking for it, but yeah, it's. I'm sorry. Greg, you a Florida State fan? Oh, you're a Georgia fan? You got left out too.
Whoa. Dude, you were on a roll.
Hey,
so
2 G's and no cheese.
So since we're listening, say kill yeah after you say that.
Kel, yeah, I'm sorry.
This
No.
is a roast tonight.
2
if y'all
G's
didn't
and
know.
no cheese is here. You know, he usually chimes in over here, so I'm missing something. And so he's here right here, so, you know.
Let me sharpen that bullseye.
There you go. Make it real. All right, so we got some lamb chops. I'm going to tell you that I didn't eat lamb before I had Eric Hodson's grilled lamb chops. And so I can't say that I liked lamb all that much. And then probably the second time, I can't remember the first time, but the second time I had it, I knew there was this was the second time, was that night Joe Martinez and Joe Wilson and a lot of stuff happened that night, but
it was night before Steaks for
Sheepdogs in Helena. But a lot of things happened that night. So, but we had a good time, and but that was you cooked some lamb, we cooked some Sandhill crane.
Yep.
That night, and
Ribeye of the
I
sky.
think there was a lot of brown water that got taken care
Tea.
of. That some
Tea.
tea that got drank that night. So yeah, we had a good time. But love your lamb chops. Can't wait. When you said, hey, I've been craving some lamb, I said, do it.
Well, believe it or not, I never liked lamb either.
Yeah.
And the first few times I had lamb, I was at a wedding. They go to the reception, they're feeding you, and they have these lamb chops, and they have this gross green stuff on the side. Mint jelly.
Nasty.
It is the devil.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
And it turned me off to lamb my whole life.
Yeah.
Well, a few years back, Sterling, everybody knows old Smitty.
Yeah.
Loot and Booty Barbecue. .com. This is not his recipe, this is his technique. I learned the technique from him.
Yeah.
And Lambert and I played around with it several times, and it just turned into what it is.
Doesn't he cook lamb chops on Barbecue Champs Academy?
He does.
So
And it's good too.
hey, if you'd like to see that recipe, either watch Old School tonight or
Well, it's not. This is not his. We're
Oh,
not. We're not.
well,
We're not going to give his recipe away for free.
No, okay. You got to pay money to watch it on Barbecue Champs Academy. We're going to cook lamb chops.
This is inspired.
Inspired by
We'll go
Smitty.
with inspired.
Yeah, I
Because
like inspired.
totally different seasons, just a little bit different technique, but it was inspired by him.
Yeah.
But he was
from scratch.
The first time that I liked lamb, Lambert and I copied his recipe. We watched it.
Yeah.
We watched it on Barbecue the Academy.
Yeah.
And when I put that lamb, I was like so scared to bite into it because the experiences I had in the past with that horrible grain stuff. And when I bit into it, it at that point, it was probably the best piece of meat I'd ever put in my mouth.
No matter what it was.
No matter what it was, it blew me away. And then I went home and told Candace, and she was like, "Well, let's do it. Let's try it." And I did my, used our seasonings and did a little different, and it blew her away. And then we started where we ate it regular from there. And then the night we had everybody here, and everybody knows Shane Lynn, Townsend Spices, sponsor of Mini Pot. A lot of people's co-packer. He's a fantastic guy. And old Joe Wilson, he's liable to be watching, so I'm going to remind him of that hundo that he gave me. But he said, I bet you $100 Shane Lynn will not either eat it, or if he does, he will not like it. He hates lamb. I said, you know what? I'll take that $100 bet. I was pretty confident, Yeah. And everybody was digging into him, blown away. And Shane, he's kind of, my grandmama give me that Shane look, he goes over there and he picks up that lamb chop and he took a bite of it and he gave me that you dog look,
Yeah.
And
like I won't ever be able to recreate this.
And then when he stuck it up to his mouth again, I saw Joe Wilson reaching that billfold, grab that hundo, and I gladly took it from him.
You gladly took it from him.
Yeah,
man. That was a fun night. And Shane Lynn on the karaoke machine. And
well, I can show everybody how it's done. It's very simple.
Yeah.
Lamb is intimidating to people. Sometimes it's kind of like a brisket. It's a little intimidating because it's very small. I like my lamb cooked a little different than some people. Most people like it rare to medium rare. Yeah. And to me, it's not done enough. It needs to be medium because with lamb, you have a couple degrees, just like a rib, like a baby back rib. You've only got a couple degrees when it's perfect. And to me, if you finish it out and you say you pull it off the pit at 125 degrees, it's going to carry 7 degrees or so.
Yeah.
That's about right to me. 130 to 133 degrees is perfect to me. If you're below that, it's chewy. If you're above that, it's chewy.
Would you say the smaller the piece of meat, a smaller cut of meat, the smaller the window?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So you got bigger piece of meat, you got a bigger window of good to bad.
Normally.
So small, that window gets smaller and smaller.
Yeah, but with a bigger piece of meat, it costs more. So when you screw that up, it costs more money.
Yeah.
It hurts your feelings more.
It's kind of like prime rib. You know what I'm saying? Like, please don't screw this up. Please don't screw this up. The whole family's waiting.
It's kind of hard to screw up prime rib. Yeah. Because if you overcook one side, the other side's normally perfect.
Yeah, and so there's somebody's aunt.
Everybody there. Side you overcook.
Yeah, but there's somebody's aunt. Hey, but somebody's aunt always wants something medium well. You know what I'm saying? Like,
or the in-laws.
Yeah, that's right. I know it.
Anyway, we're going to do a...
Show them what you got there.
Now, most of this comes from New Zealand. So anytime you get anything United States, most of the time it's imported out of New Zealand.
Yeah.
And
kiwi flavored.
It's kiwi flavored. That's right. And it's normally a lot smaller than what you get there.
Yeah.
So I guess they process it earlier. They get it over here while it's younger. Maybe it's more tender while it's younger. I don't know. But if you when we were in Australia, the loins on theirs, here, that's about all you're gonna get.
Yeah, the little lollipops.
It's golf ball size little lollipops. The ones in Australia were baseball to softball size.
Dang.
They were huge, and they looked like Kobe beef. It was so marbled and pretty.
Yeah.
They wasn't killing lambs, they was killing sheep.
Yeah. some pretty ones.
There's some big mutton chops over there.
The best place that we get them from, honestly, is Costco.
Yeah. I saw the Kirkland brand on there.
It's imported from New Zealand.
Yeah.
You can go to your local butcher. They might not even have lamb.
And they're kind of halfway
They're
Frenched already.
They're semi-Frenched. I'll show you how to do like a eat and trim, and then if you were to go to a comp and you were going to do lamb chops, we'll do a quick comp trim with it.
Yeah.
And then we'll season.
How many times have you turned it lamb chop in for exotic?
Only a couple times.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious if the judges thinks it's exotic. You know what I mean? How exotic is it to some of these judges?
About as
So-
exotic as a cream cheese jalapeno stuffed shrimp or something.
Hey, but for some reason those win.
Yeah.
But these
Wrapped in
racks,
bacon. You
these
gotta wrap it
racks,
in bacon.
they
No wonder it wins.
Yeah, that's
they
right.
have a membrane on the back too,
just like
just like a
pork
rib,
ribs, yeah.
and it's extremely thin. So if you don't get it off, it don't matter because the grill's gonna cook
Sear
it
through
off.
it. Yeah, it's gonna sear
it's
through
gonna cook it off. But it just gets more flavor down in it, just like a rib. Normally they just peel right off, and then you've got this row of fat that starts right there, and it's a line that you start separating. And my knife skills are not what I recommend for everyone.
Yeah.
But I have a glove on underneath this, but I'm going to cut towards myself
Okay.
because I'm
Hey.
not good at trying to do it like this.
Don't try this at home.
I don't. I like to.
We do not recommend this
Yeah.
cutting style. This is just his.
Yeah.
not
Well,
yours.
you just let the knife do the work. I'm
Yeah.
not pushing on it.
Yeah, you're not pulling it towards
Right,
you or anything.
He's
so-
a professional.
Yeah.
I've only cut 2 fingers off.
It belonged to him.
Yeah. Now I have cut Alan once or twice on accident.
Alan's been cut by a lot of bystanders.
This year.
He's been cut
Yeah.
a bunch of times at barbecue contests. But I just go slow. I let the knife do the work.
To somebody that has taken Alan Smith to the hospital,
I forgot about that.
Good man, by the way. Thank you.
And then you just like any meat, if you're gonna smoke it or if you're gonna put it on the grill, we want to take that silver skin off.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't hold season and it doesn't bark up, and it's gonna stay white the whole time.
yeah,
So I'm just gonna, just like you would trim pork, beef, anything, just get barely underneath it and just take that off. If you get down into the meat, you're cutting off a lot,
yeah,
percentage wise, since it's so small. So go slow and be careful, but take all that off. And then once you get this off, it's trimmed good enough for eating. And then we'll take it just a little bit further. And this one rack, we'll take it down to what I would trim it. Or if you were going to go cook in New Zealand, Australia, this is how they're going to trim them. And like I said, theirs are a lot bigger. So this
they
is
got
going
a
to,
lot more. They got a lot more to work with.
yeah, they got a lot more meat. So I'm just following that silver line down, and you can see it down in there still. I'm just following it down, taking that off.
Them big pieces don't cost as much to ship either.
That's right.
And then I just turn it over and get every little bit of it off because this is literally going to be a little lollipop. It'll be 1 or 2 bites. And I'm just going to get all that silver off so it pulls it right off the bone and it'll be good. Now, just to eat, that's trimmed enough. But it looks Frenched, but if you're going to put it in a box, you're going to French them on down.
Oh wow.
You're going to French them on down to that white line.
See,
And get,
I
you get-
like it, little meat in between the bones.
well, that's why we're leaving them. But I was just, the other racks we have, I left.
yeah,
But if you were gonna if you were gonna go to World Food Championship and you're gonna present a platter to the judges and you eat with your eyes first, that's how you French them down. That's a half French rack. They just kind of started it front for you, and it looks nicer to sell in the package at the store.
sure.
So everybody thinks they're getting a French rack. They actually just didn't French it at all, and they just ran their knife down it and split the bone is all they did.
Yeah,
Taking it down all the way down like that to where you had the little lollipop, that's Frenching it. And you take either the back of your knife or a spoon and you get the rest of that off the
Down.
bone until it's clean. A spoon works good, and the back side of the knife is about the easiest way of doing it. And then I'll get these scraps out of here. And then you season them from there. And I always like to use,
do you treat it like beef? Do you treat it like?
I treat it just like I'd season it like I would some beef.
Yeah.
So I always start out with the lamb. I use Lambert's roasted garlic.
Uh-huh.
I like our double garlic butter on it too, but the roasted garlic gives it just a little bit, more of a punch with the roasted flavor.
Yeah.
But it's just like anything, layer the flavors. On the eating end, just like I said, we leave all that because we like to gnaw on it
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
end. But I'm gonna season all that little fat and any of these connective tissue because it's gonna cook down and it's gonna crisp up, and that's one of my favorite parts. But
Marcio said, "Wait, I'm confused. This lamb was New Zealand, now French." Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Switch
exactly.
It's called This Little Lamb of Mine.
Do a layer.
Mary had a lamb, and now it's mine.
That's it. She used to have one.
She used to have one.
Roasted garlic, and then we use a little bit of our Midwest dust, same flavors that we would use on beef.
Yeah.
And just a little coat, pat it in, get the gnawing end up there,
Yeah.
pat it down, and then I'm gonna come back again with some more Lambert stuff, just a little shot of the Texas beef, just for a little kick and a little bit of heat at the end. Not too much because it will overpower it because it's such a small piece of
Small
meat.
piece, yeah.
But that's it. We've got a couple other racks that I've already seasoned, and this is a 2-cooker cook. This is the only problem with these.
Yeah.
We're gonna reverse sear them, so we're gonna smoke them to their 115 degrees, and a piece of meat that big does not take
Doesn't
long.
take long.
So we're gonna smoke it to
You
100.
got them on the Yoder outside.
They're gonna be on the Yoder outside, and we're gonna do it real time. So I'm gonna go put 3 racks on.
Okay.
We're gonna sit here and run our trap for a few minutes, and it's probably gonna take 20 minutes for this to get to 115 degrees. It's not gonna take much.
Okay.
After that, we're gonna baste these lamb chops with an herb butter,
Okay.
and that herb butter.
Not bad at it.
Not
mad.
or butter.
So we've got.
Yeah.
I normally
not
do.
Mongo herb butter. Right?
No,
I mean, I have to ask.
this is. I picked it up at the store on the way down.
That would definitely be.
His will be more fun.
Herbal.
But I do 1 stick of butter per rack, and you're like, wait a minute. We're gonna baste these, but then we're also gonna use it as a dip at
Yeah.
the end. So we want extra butter, and how we flavor our butter is out of our herb garden. We grow these herbs just for lamb,
I got you.
so we don't use it really for a whole lot. Well, we use the thyme, but fresh sage, fresh rosemary, and fresh thyme. And being it's wintertime here now, and everybody knows if your herbs get a frost on them, they die.
Yeah.
Ours have gotten a frost on it, but they're not dead. But they're still not. They're green, but they're starting to turn. And I want to show you, they're still usable. And you can smell them. They
Yep.
smell fresh. But if you want to wake them up a little bit, if you think your herbs are going dry or they're not as pungent when you smell them like you used to, take the back of like your chef knife
Crush it.
and just smack it a little bit. Just wake it up. Use the back side,
Yeah.
and that's going to release some of the oils, and it's just going to help it out. It's going to wake it up a little bit. Is all it's going to do. And
Hey, you know how much brown water was going off that night Joe Wilson was here? It's because Joe Wilson thinks he only lost $20 instead of 100. He says, I lost $20 in that room over that lamb, and Shane Lynn would eat
Yeah.
a cotton bowl goat rib.
yeah, if that land had
That
if
anyone would
that
like.
20 had a Benjamin on it, he sure lost the 20.
That was the weirdest 20 I ever
That's
seen.
it. But we take those herbs after we woke them up, just throw them right in some butter. You can use salted, unsalted. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Because we haven't put any salt in it. So I always take a couple cloves of garlic, and there's no need in cutting them.
Just
Just smash them. Yep. Just smash them. If you want to pull the skin off, you can. If you don't, just throw them in there. They're going to do the same thing. Those go on the pit with the lamb.
Yeah.
It's going to melt in just a few minutes. It's mostly melted now. We're going to baste it every 5 or 10 minutes because
Okay.
it's only going to take 20, 25 minutes for it to get to the 115. When it comes off of the smoker at 115, it's going to go directly on a charcoal grill. No grill grates this time.
okay.
Take the grill grates off. We want this to flame up. We're even going to pour butter on this to where it stokes that fire.
Okay.
And we're going to lay it on top of those flames. And we're going to close the lid so it chokes it as soon as it starts flaming. We're going to put a timer on it for 60 seconds. We're going to go 1 minute per side. And we want it to char the outside.
Okay.
And as soon as you char the outside, we're not even going to check the temperature. You're going to do 2 minutes.
I'm good.
And when we pull it off, we're going to let it rest for 5 or 10 minutes. When we cut it, it should be right at perfect medium. And then we're going to take our leftover butter. We're going to dip that off in there. And I might start on the gnawing end and leave a good bite for the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let the start at the stick and let the lollipop
That's it.
do
So
the end. Yeah.
I'm going to go stick these on the pit.
All right. Cool deal.
Here in 20, 25 minutes, we're going to roll the the PK that's hot right here in front of everybody,
Yeah.
and we're going to do the sear live.
All right, I'm gonna go
Oh,
down the list and see who we got chiming in tonight.
I forgot about this. So earlier in the year, my wife and I went to Alaska, went halibut fishing. She pulled a fillet of halibut out to eat for dinner, and I brought home other stuff. So we need to cook this halibut. So we seasoned it up with some double garlic butter, some of Big Jim's fins and feathers, right? And we just put a little butter in the bottom. We're gonna do a slight poach with a little smoke on top. It can't be bad, I don't
Yeah.
think.
Can't be bad.
So I'm gonna go stick these on and
All right,
get ready.
I'm gonna go down here and go through this list and shout out who's on tonight.
Thanks for that extra 80, brother. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Long wheelbase 10. All right, Robert Perkins from P&L. Poncho and Lefty's out there tonight. John Schultz, Michelle O'Gwen, Kathy Pullen. That's just, you got the Mike Davis fan club over here. Let's see.
Hey, don't forget that OnlyFeed account.
Onlyfeet.com.
Plug it.
Let's see. Joe Wilson, Mike Davis, Janet Phelps.
Yeah, but I'm here.
Yeah, you are here. You're just like chiming in from here. Marcio's on tonight.
Marshall's goofy too.
Yeah. Yeah. Joey Strong, Chris Jolly,
It was easy.
Dirk Mullins, Sean Shalaski, and Flying Smoke live from Cocoa Beach.
Yeah,
Cocoa
across the
Beach.
pond.
Yeah, right down in Cocoa.
We doing deer soon. We got a pile. Mark Lambert said he got a pile of deer.
All right.
Where's he
We got a pile of fish.
Somewhere in Tennessee,
Columbia, I think.
Columbia.
Oh, he's gone with Maynard. That
Yeah. Kel is watching too. He's just driving.
It's Mark Lambert's Wild Outdoors.
Yeah.
Last week he was fishing.
Yeah, I think he's gonna have some. He ought to have some GoPro footage. It's not here, so he might have it with him. Him and Maynard. Could you imagine him and Maynard a hunting show? God,
It'd be country.
that'd be country for sure. Columbia, Tennessee. Is Lambert not cooking some of them reds out of the Gulf?
There you go.
He probably is.
That's why everybody showed up tonight and they got us.
Yeah, everybody thought they was eating thoats, and then they come up here and get some lamb chops.
Nah, those in the know, dude.
Yeah, that's right. No, Lambert will probably be back. We do have some reds to cook. He fried some of it. I said, what you getting at the store? He said, I'm getting some tater tots. I said, what you getting tater tots for? He said, go with my fried fish I'm having later. I said, nice. So,
Fried fish and gas station tater tots.
well, Piggly Wiggly. Did I say, what did I say?
You said gas station.
Oh, did I?
You was at the gas station. He might be getting
I was at the gas station. He was at the Piggly Wiggly. I think I was at the gas station.
You can get gas at the Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah, you can get a
You
lot
probably
of
get
things.
tater tots
You
there.
can get a lot of things at the Piggly Wiggly.
He also made homemade hush puppies.
Yeah. Sure did.
Use real puppies.
Brian's
Oh,
from Georgia. Oh, never mind.
Some people will believe you.
Yeah. Watch Peter.
Where's Frankie at?
Brian Silverita, watching from Cali.
Cali.
Silverera. Am I saying that right? No. Probably not.
Brian.
Tell him to pronounce it for you.
Yeah.
Oh, I know Brian. What's
You
up,
know
brother?
Brian?
How are you, man? Yeah.
Good deal. All right. So, Eric Hodson, what do you want to talk about? I mean,
Well, what everyone wants to talk about is the
Whoa.
Memphis and May thing,
No,
obviously.
except for Mike D.
Except for Mike D.
Mike D.
The white elephant in the room.
Mike D. don't.
QA is gonna be here all weekend.
Yeah,
We gotta
MBQA
be able to
will be here all
edit this.
weekend. They're doing the sauces and rubs, and the T-shirts and the cookbooks and whatnots and
all
tools
that
and
good
whatnots.
all the awards of excellence.
Yeah. So we were talking about this a little bit before the air, before we aired, and said we were talking about Eric being on the news, and I brought that up in the promo of the show, And then what was he on the news for? And we said, actually, he gave about a 20-minute interview, he said, but you saw how much was put on the news. And my thing was,
Didn't
he
have
was
that many bleeps.
he was they were hitting the red button and it trimmed down to this. But and I was saying, and I've said this about Eric before, if you don't want to hear the truth, don't ask Eric Hodson.
I warned them in the beginning.
And I said, you like him or you might not like him, but Eric's always going to tell you the truth, and that's what most people don't like. It might not like about you,
Right.
and that's what I like about you.
That's what I love about it.
Oh, I love about it. But a lot of people don't want to hear the truth anymore. And so if you don't want to hear the truth, don't ask Eric Hodson.
I told them when they asked, they said, "What's your opinion?" I said, "Well, be careful."
Be careful what you ask for.
Well, no, I just told him, I said, if I give you my opinion, it might be what you want to hear. It might not be.
Yeah.
But if you ask me for my opinion, I'm going to give you my honest opinion.
Yeah.
And that's just be careful what you ask for.
That's right.
That's
right.
So, but no, they asked me, since we've been cooking Memphis in May for almost 16 years, what my thoughts were. And I think my thoughts are like everyone else's. It's a shame that Memphis in May is not going to be on the river.
Yeah.
We've been at Tiger Lane before. We made it work. We enjoyed it. It's not downtown. Logistically, it's a little easier, but that's not what Memphis in May is not about easy.
No.
And we're upset, and it bothers us that the nostalgia of Memphis in May is no more, but the loyalty is still there.
Yeah.
Like I said on the news, I did a 16.5-minute interview, and they literally put 3 lines on TV. And what they did put on was the one thing that I really wanted them to. And I told them, and for the people that didn't see it or hear it, I said, Boar's Not Out wants to be world champions of Memphis in May. We don't want to be grand champions of this other contest.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are going to be like, well, winning's winning. Well, it's not. A grand champion and a world champion is a whole nother ball game in our world, especially in business and just being a competitor for so long.
Yeah.
And would we love to go down to the river at their contest and grand it? Sure. But you're not holding that big Memphis in May trophy that I can barely hold up over my head, downtown Memphis. Hey, you hush.
My thing
I've held the second place one twice, and it can't be much worse.
But I'm gonna tell you, it's kind of like having a hockey tournament at the same time as the Stanley Cup, and hoisting that Stanley Cup over your head has a different feeling than hoisting whatever, no matter how big the trophy is, And I know some people do, but not everybody counts grand championships.
Who don't?
I know y'all. I don't know if y'all do or not, but I'm just saying I've seen y'all win a lot of grand championships in South Haven and stuff like that, and it's different. It's not the same.
Fortunate enough, I was fortunate enough to win a world championship, and the difference of the feeling in that and winning a grand championship is real. There's a difference.
Yeah.
And I wish them luck. I see both sides of, the ordeal here. I see where the organization downtown sees issues with Memphis in May that they want to correct. I think a lot of it is, why is it on the same day? And nobody has answered that question, even through all the interviews, podcasts.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, like I said, I'm a double-edged sword guy. I'm an outside looking in guy. There's something personal somewhere.
Yeah.
And everything's about money. No
I
matter
was going
what
to
you
say, somewhere down the
So-
line, if you follow the money, you'll find the answer.
Let's look at something easy financial. Think of the loss of revenue just to Bass Pro from Memphis and May not being there.
Yeah.
Everybody's there hitting Bass Pro.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you're having 2 contests on the same day, and some of the people that did not get to cook Memphis in May are going to cook the one at the river, you have the same amount of people in town.
Well, you do.
You might actually get more people.
Absolutely.
But are they going to spend the money downtown where things are more expensive, or are they going to be in Midtown since it's closer to Tiger Lane? But you're liable to get more people in town. But you know, like I said, I'm the double-edged sword guy.
Yeah.
I think the contest downtown is a good idea because now Memphis and May has to step their game up.
Yeah.
And competition's good. Just
But,
like
is it a good idea on the same week?
it's not a good idea in the same weekend. It hurts everybody involved.
Yeah. Just like there's just a common practice. You don't put a contest within 150 miles on the same weekend. You know, it doesn't matter what
That's
sanctioned body. I mean, it just makes sense. You want everybody to have a enjoyable time, have enough judges, have enough, you know, where everybody's being judged correctly, where everybody's being, you know, able to put out the best product and all that. I mean, it didn't have to be May. It didn't have to be May at all.
didn't.
So I think
That's where they're going to have their problem is with the judging. They can get a lot of other competitors from around the country that if their entry fees are lower, they might pay as much. That's the easy part of coming out and saying, I'm going to pay 25 grand
yeah.
for first. Your entry fee's only 4,000 versus 8 or 10 which, you know, ours will be 7 or 8,000 by the time it's done
And,
just for entry fees. So
and I'm gonna tell you from outside looking in, we're talking a lot about something that's been brought up. And Memphis and May, Michelle Gwynn says Memphis and May is at full capacity, plus patio division is already filled. And so we're talking about a lot of things that haven't happened with the other organization.
Right.
They don't have the applications out. They don't even can't even tell you what sanctioned by. So I think we're bringing up a lot of things that there's not really any contracts and all that kind of stuff. And they're saying a tentative date, but really, I don't know how you pull all that together in 5 months.
Well-
You know, maybe there's somebody that's got
There's
money.
a barbecue Santa Claus in the clouds.
Yeah, that's right.
well, there's issues with more than just the park location.
Yeah.
There's only so many tent companies in town. There's only so many people that can logistically come out there and execute.
Yeah,
You know, saying I'm going to put a contest on is one thing, but getting a couple hundred teams out there, you know, all the companies that have to put in the effort to make it happen, the sponsorships, which I don't think sponsorship's going to be their problem. I don't think money's going to be their problem. I think getting help's going to be their problem.
yeah.
If all the judges that are as loyal as they are to Memphis and May, and I've seen it on social media, I haven't seen one judge that I know, and I know most of them, say I'm going to cook downtown.
Yeah.
None of them. And you don't have a contest. I don't care how many contestants you have. If there's not someone there to eat your food,
Yeah.
they're going to pull somebody in off the streets to judge it, and that's going to piss everybody off worse to where they're not coming back.
And one thing for me,
Somebody check that one.
Yeah. one thing for me, and believe me, I've been on a party team before.
Yes, you have.
I haven't. I want to try it.
I've been what? But I'm talking about there's gonna be teams, there's gonna be party teams that want to be on that river, and that's gonna be their capacity.
But it's
But-
also, but there's also, I don't mean to interrupt, there's also teams that have corporate sponsors that they are going to want to be on the river. And I've talked to some of our competitors, I don't want to name names, and they think that their big sponsors are going to want to entertain people down on the river instead of East Parkway.
We need a basement.
And that's a problem,
Yeah,
you know? I don't know where they're at.
it could be in the kitchen, in the silver turnaround thing.
If not, just use a spoon.
So that's what
67, 67,
that's what my thoughts are, you know. And I get your point, the corporate teams, but I've done a lot of things for sponsors and that kind of stuff. But really, when it comes down to it, I'd rather not have sponsors and cook for a world championship than have sponsors and just like host them. If y'all want, man, I'll rent out the park set up in the park one day and have a permit if I got to, and I'll cook down there for you if that's what you want to happen. But if I'm there to compete, if the main thing is the main thing, then I want to cook in the world championship. I don't want to cook in a regular contest.
You know, I'm not bad mouthing this other organization because honestly, I wish it was a different weekend so we could cook it.
Yeah,
And
Well, I wish it was just in a different circumstance. I wish it wasn't that the background meaning didn't look like the meaning that it looks like. Yeah, if that doesn't make
well, it was a timing thing as well. How there were resignations, there was a lot of things happened that stacked on top of each other. That was a lot of the things that put the bad taste in people's mouths.
yeah,
All of our friends are veterans of cooking Memphis in May. And one of the reasons we have always competed was to win Memphis in May.
yeah,
It was not to go win South Haven, which for us it was hometown, but
yeah.
it wasn't, I can't wait to go win Marion.
But
I can't
everything
wait, you know what I
geared
mean?
up to Memphis in May.
Right.
Like,
But that was our goal when we spent tens of thousands on trailers and cookers in the beginning.
it
And,
was all for Memphis in
and
May.
just our
Yeah.
company started because we didn't want to stop cooking because we wanted to win Memphis in May.
Yeah.
That's what it was about in the beginning. That's what everybody's goal is, to be Memphis in May world champion.
Yeah.
At least if you're from around here.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. And it's
So
sure.
a lot of others are not from around here because they travel all across. the
Well, sure.
world.
That's right.
Yeah.
All across the world to
Not just here.
do that. But
I
of
thought-
course it.
When I started cooking, we eased into that goal because my goal when I first started cooking was, can we float this keg this weekend?
Sure.
Why'd you say this keg?
Yeah.
We always said these.
These. Exactly. He ain't lying.
Then you actually look
All
at it,
those?
oh, it's like-
We're gonna float all those kegs and whatever kegs are in that truck right over there.
And that was the goal.
And then we'll
Yeah.
refill tomorrow.
Yeah.
Then we,
And that Crown Royal
then you
truck pulled up
accidentally-
there.
Yeah. I mean, when
it
you're
changes everything.
when your barbecue team is sponsored by Crown Royal, it's a problem. It is a big problem, and that's what
For
I
who?
mean. Well, it was
Depends
for me
who-
that weekend.
Depends who you ask.
Saturday.
Yeah.
But I wish them the best. Honestly, I'm not. They're getting a lot of the black cloud over them because
Yeah.
of the timing of it.
Yeah.
Kerry Bringles, actually, I've known him for a long time. I've never had an issue with him.
Yeah.
We've always been friends. We don't hang out every weekend, but we've cooked beside him. But his wife's team, they're the all ladies team.
That's right.
They've been beside us many years at Memphis in May. We've built a good relationship with them. So I'm not going to badmouth him or any of them for any reason.
Yeah.
They've never done anything wrong to me. I think it's unfortunate timing. And I think that's what all of it's about. That's why everybody's pissed off, is because of the timing. If you put it the weekend before or the weekend after, there would not be this conversation right here.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't upset everybody the way it has.
Yeah.
Now, there'd be people that are upset because it's on the river and Memphis in May's not.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's not the same weekend. It would be the same issue if it was a different weekend. That's all it comes down to it.
I think so. I think you would have people get behind both contests if it wasn't the same weekend.
Well, it's a big why.
Yeah.
Like I said, every podcast, no one's even asked why. Why won't someone ask them in front of everybody, hold them accountable to where they, if they fumble, then it's some shenanigans.
Yeah.
Why is it the same weekend?
Yeah.
And they're going to say, well, there was an opening. If you take advantage of,
Of course,
you
there
know
was
what's put in
opening.
front of it.
You kicked out your last tenant. I mean,
But you kick them out for the same,
yeah,
supposedly. You kick
yeah.
them out for
I'd
the
like to
same
see the
reason.
damage bill after their
Construction,
contest.
And you're gonna put the same.
It ain't gonna be one, I bet you.
I was
It
told
depends
that-
on who invested in the
Yeah.
I
the
was told that
contest.
they weren't going to be in the park. They were going to be on Riverside Drive.
Yeah, there's been a lot of rumors that way.
Well, you can only
So,
fit so many teams there, so
That's fact.
you can only pay out so much money if you've only got so much coming in.
Right.
So
So
But in the
that's just my
Virgil
opinion on
House,
it. I think my opinion reflects a lot of our friends' opinions and a lot of the barbecue community's opinion. I'm a little more lenient on these other people than some people are,
Yeah.
but they got to execute. If
Yeah.
they don't put something together, then what does it matter to begin with?
yeah,
I know that all the heavy hitters of Memphis in May, and everybody knows who they are cooking Memphis in May.
Yeah.
They're not going to the river.
that's right. And I think it means so much to us because we are so close. You know what I'm saying? Like been competing in Memphis in May for a long time, just like you have. I don't know, my first few years, I don't know if you call that competing. We were signed up and we turned in something.
Better than we did before.
So we did all right, but I think that's why it means so much to us, and this is our hometown contest, and just kind of like the way people from Kansas City feel about the American Royal, the way
And Taylor Swift.
I guess, and San Antonio feels about their rodeo
livestock, that's right.
and livestock rodeo, and you can go on at Houston and on and on. I just think, man, we ought to. Memphis is the home of barbecue. We ought to make. If we can't do anything else right, we ought to do this barbecue contest right. And for there to be this kind of drama on this, it's like, come on, man. Let's get this to. We ought to be able to pull this together.
In a perfect world, they would join forces and put together the ultimate contest.
Exactly.
In the perfect world, but
Now, American Royal, I've never been, but I hear that's probably, except for the scoring this year, that's probably one of the best put on contests.
yeah, it's
around.
easy and it's laid back.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's the most
one of the largest.
And the large,
It
you're
is-
talking about 500-600 teams,
It
right?
is. It's the largest contest in the world, and it is super easy.
Yeah.
It is easy logistically. You can drive into your spot every day. Now you have cutoff times like every contest,
Every other place does.
but they had shenanigans over the years too.
Yeah.
So they've had issues just like what they've had people come in
But with
and try to
500
compete
teams,
against them.
But with 500 teams, I would almost expect it, like for there to be some little hiccups here and there.
Well, there was a hell of a hiccup this year.
Yeah.
But it happens.
It does.
It happens, and it doesn't matter if you're driving a sprint car, running NASCAR. It doesn't matter what you're doing. There's going to be,
Yeah.
You can't make everybody happy, but I don't know. It's polarizing deal,
Yeah.
and
Well,
that's kind of one of them things. I can't wait to sit back and see what happens. Really,
May will be right around the corner.
Eric, I don't know,
Yeah.
are they gonna have enough judges for both contests?
that's what I was saying. It comes down to who can get the judges there. Because if you don't have judges to judge your food, then
And there's people that've been judging Memphis in May for a long time and take pride in that, take pride in what they're doing, and I think we'll see it. I think we'll see what's going to happen. Like I said, it's a short time to May and a long time to May, and a lot of things have to get done in between then and there for that to get
I'm gonna go check
for
this
that to
land
go
real
off.
quick.
Yeah,
You're going in. Basically, you don't even have an organization yet.
yeah.
So,
Everybody knows what about it. The team started. we
So-
started looking at it.
But if you got to have your Memphis in May application in by February 2nd, then something's got to be done.
And here it is, December 7th, and they're full.
Well, she said that
What she meant is Memphis in May is back up to capacity.
Oh yeah. That's what she made it clear about what I said was wrong. Yeah, it is able to be filled
Yeah.
to capacity.
Okay.
There could easily be 250-ish teams there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like there used to be.
Yes.
Okay.
Speaking of Memphis in May, we've got a Memphis in May class coming up March 8th and 9th.
I mean,
The weekend of champions, as we like to call it. We will have Mark Lambert doing shoulder, of course. We will have James Cruz, 2021 rib champion. We will have hometown barbecue, Dusty Wally and Scott Guy, 2019, 2023 whole hog champions, doing the whole hog.
Studs.
All three classes, 2 nights, Friday night, 5 to 10, Saturday, 7 to 5, $800, all in.
I need somebody to pay. I want to be the spouse on that.
We're taking biblical definitions of spouse and marriage.
Damn it.
Yeah, so you cannot be
Susan,
Jamie
you pay
Cooley's
$800
spouse or I don't know. Something about that. But
So
yes.
bad for his pals anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
cut his hair
You
off
get
so
scratched by them big toes.
By them talons.
Them big eagle talons. Yeah. Them Jamie Cooley's feet. Yeah. Good
So-
God.
Yeah, look,
He's got the-
Cooley's. How do we get on Cooley's feet? But
I don't know.
he is on a Facebook or a messenger group with a bunch of us, and his name on it, Tanglefoot.
Oh my God.
I love it.
Oh,
I love
Tanglefoot. Yeah, he's got a bad one, man. He's whew.
So since we're just a couple weeks away from Christmas, does your family do anything different food wise than Thanksgiving? Because a lot of people don't do the, they do the turkey and the stuff basically twice in a row.
Miss Susan led on to something like we do finger foods, like snacky foods. We don't do a big meal because Christmas we don't always all get together like Thanksgiving. It's just we do have duck, Peking. So it's just me and my mom and dad and Angie and my sister and her fiance. We're all getting together Christmas Eve, and we'll spend the night at my mom's house and all that kind of good stuff. So, Westies. I wish I could be back in town for that. One of these days I'm going to. But
Yeah, if anybody's around Christmas morning downtown, Main and what's the cross street that Westies is on?
Gonna lie to you.
But it's right across from the pyramid. If you're at the front door of the pyramid facing front, you just go directly across the street. One block is Main, and it's on the corner. It's Westies. And
Downtown.
John David Wheeler, his family, and OBR. It's mostly John Wheeler's been doing it for years.
Yeah.
Goes in there and feeds the homeless. We've gone down there for a long time and done it.
Nice.
Some people can make it early. Some people can't. If you can make it late, make it late. But
Yeah.
some people, there'll be 5 a.m. getting food on. And this is rain, sleet, snow. It don't matter. They
Yeah.
got to eat.
That's right.
So if anybody can make it down to Westies, it'd be appreciated by everybody.
Bring your
346 North Main Street on the corner of Jackson and Main Street.
own pair of
Nice.
knives and
Hot gloves and
hot
aprons.
gloves and aprons, towels,
Warm clothes.
warm clothes, and for good good sense of humanity. And everybody needs some Christmas
Feel
love.
fortunate you're there feeding and they're not eating.
You ain't lying. Because it could, hey, at this day and age, it could very easily be on the other foot.
Yep.
And we could all be in need of hand. I keep bringing up feet.
It could be on the other Tanglefoot.
Other Tanglefoot.
But the lamb's at 97 degrees.
Okay.
So we got just shy of 20 degrees to go, and
Okay.
it won't take 10 minutes.
All right.
And then we'll spend 2 minutes searing it off, and then we'll spend the rest of the afternoon evening eating it.
Yeah.
The
And getting the popsicle.
the halibut is almost done as well.
Okay.
So we're getting it. What do y'all do for
Anything
Christmas?
special y'all do for Christmas?
Tacos.
Tacos. Did you see that? Somebody.
He means Taco Bell.
Taco Bell? Taco Bell?
He's doing Taco Bell.
They ain't even open.
They ain't open.
Yeah, they are.
You check.
He tried last year.
Just did you see that thing on Facebook where it was a Christmas tree made out of tacos?
Oh, yeah.
Like Eric Hotson's
Yeah,
on
I
that.
could handle that.
Yeah.
We don't even have a Christmas tree this year. We're having to get new floors put in our house, so
Yeah.
we don't have any furniture either. So
Nobody's home.
Christmas breakfast. Janet Phelps says, "Yeah, I like breakfast food a lot. I can eat breakfast anytime. We'll probably wake up Christmas morning and cook some breakfast.
see, I normally hold off on breakfast. That way, I can put on a show at lunch.
Yeah. If you're having a Christmas Day lunch,
We always do Thanksgiving and Christmas lunch. So
Oh, yeah?
I try to hold off in the morning.
Always ready.
Yeah. he's wearing his stretchy pants.
Yeah.
Robert Perkins says, "How the hell does Eric not have a beer? Who says he doesn't?"
He's got 3.
I didn't want your fans to be disappointed. So
Well, I didn't want your fans to be disappointed.
that's so awesome.
Because Miller Lite's not paying him to advertise.
Yeah, I'm not getting a cut out of that, man.
Hey, this sparkling ice place ain't paying me.
That's
nothing
why
to
it's
do.
behind that screen.
Yeah, that's right.
Mr.
Oh
Robert
my
Perkins.
goodness. Oh, that's so fun.
He can
Riley-
make that better than anybody. He just
Riley
wants that
says
good.
they are doing prime rib this year.
So that's what I want to do, but my in-laws won't eat it.
Really?
Yeah, so it's
Hey,
just 5 of us.
Keep them not coming.
Yeah.
Well, the
Prime rib. Let's get two. Let's get two prime ribs.
Well, we're going to their house,
Oh.
and there's always fantastic food, so I'm not
Yeah,
complaining
you
a
can't
bit.
complain about that.
But yeah, they don't like to step outside the box very often,
I got you.
and a prime rib to them is outside the box.
Yeah.
So look at that.
I think I'm gonna. I might do a prime rib at my in-laws' house. They like the prime rib, so I might sous vide that dude and then get it hot seared off on charcoal grill,
You can do a bone in or boneless.
bone in.
How long are you gonna sous vide it for?
Maybe like 110 degrees for maybe like 10 hours or something.
I'd say at least a half a day, at least
Yeah.
minimum.
Yeah.
Minimum.
So
Because that 110 degrees is basically just warming that joker up.
yeah.
You know.
Well, I might go a little further, but 100, maybe 120.
Get that bone warm.
Yeah.
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 Where's this? Where are you gonna cook it at? Where's it located?
It's probably gonna be in Nesbit.
In Nesbit. Well, what you ought to do, the best prime rib that I think that we've ever cooked is on the RecTech Wild side.
Yeah.
You know, the open
There's
roots
one over here. Yeah.
You ought to
Bar it.
borrow it,
Okay.
and you ought to
This
take
is
it,
prime rib.
Yeah.
and it cooks a well. You got all for one, it puts on a good show,
Yeah, that's right.
and as it's sitting there spinning, it's dripping, it's just the whole.
That
The whole
Wausau was
thing.
a fun grill, man.
It is.
And while that dude was doing all that, we was on the lake.
While it was.
5 more minutes. In 5 more minutes, we're going to be at our tent. We're going to bring that
All right.
rec
PK in
the
there.
PK in, and we're going to.
Michelle says, anyone want to volunteer to Memphis and May judge class to hear what judges are told? Good opportunity. To cook, maybe?
No.
Anyone want to volunteer to the... Okay. I'm not understanding. But somebody's getting in touch with Michelle, so...
She
Good to-
needs volunteers for the judges class, and if you would like to, you would hear what they're telling you.
I see what you're saying. Okay. I thought she was skipping a word in there.
And you've never been to the judges class, you should go.
Ah,
That
gotcha.
way you know exactly what they're telling, what they're
What
looking
the judges are looking for. Gotcha.
for. So it's, I think it's
February 3rd is the day of that.
I've been to the judging class, but I never judged none.
We've cooked the
Yeah.
Make class a few times.
If they show up looking for beef, then they're in bad shape.
No vegans.
Yeah, no, please like pork.
lamb.
no vegetarians.
Yeah, no vegetarians. Yeah,
Hopefully.
yeah.
Are we good and hot on the PK? They're there.
Hey, do you need some You got some tongs for the flip over?
Where's it at? These donkey tongs?
Just a couple more minutes. We'll bring them.
All right.
You got a pair of tongs right here.
Okay. I know I see a lot of gift boxes over here. So if you need, you can get a Sweet Swine of Mine gift box ordered on ssomd.com. Make sure to order it early enough so y'all can get it shipped to you in time for Christmas. I know we can put any of the Sweet Swine of Mine rubs and sauces in there, and also Boar's Night Out lineup can go in there too. So however you want to package that, I think we can put 3 things in there. However you want to package that up, just tell them what you want. And
That's a really good website, but BigJimHudges.com.
yeah.
Where I think they should be going to get their product. Tell experts.
box or not, right?
It's hard to, you know,
Big Jim says, who needs a cardboard?
I mean, I'm trying to mention the guy that lets us host this thing here, even when he's not
You
here.
know what? He's not here.
He's not here.
You know,
He's not here. All right, you can go to BigJimHudges.com.
and if you're in the area and want to buy it in person,
Yeah,
Big Muddy.
yeah, that's right. If you want to come to Big Muddy and buy it from me, or you can order it from Big Jim
Or go to a contest that he might be at.
That's right. And hey, and you can go to BigJimHudgens.com and say pick up at contest.
There won't
Wherever
be more
big-
contests till mid-January.
And he's way more generous than we are. He donates all his money back.
You donate yours back to
We
whatever.
donate our share.
What's
You
it?
donate a lot.
Not as much, not like him.
Jimmy Davis, man, he said, "What's
I
up,
don't
fellas?
know.
Please let Ashley talk. He deserves his time. He got shorter than Carlisle." Man, I get to talk all the time.
Somebody rubbing salt in the wound.
Jimmy Davis is a good dude, man.
Do you want to finish your Carlisle speech?
Yeah, man, they didn't let me talk. See, I was so excited about getting 15th place that I just walked up there and took my trophy. I walked up there and took my trophy and took my picture and then walked off. And then everybody else after that got a chance to talk. And I didn't, but it's okay. I mean,
figured you'd have ran up there and steamrolled everybody. And
I
got
should
that
have.
mic.
I was trying to be polite, and I asked a couple of times. It just never seemed to fit into the fit into the flow of things.
You should do what I did. Just go over and start talking.
Yeah, that's right. Well, like I was really telling you, like I was sitting beside Daniel, and they said at 15th place with a score of 252.7. I said, I'm out. I really did. I was like, I'm done. Like you start at a certain point, especially 15th place at 252.7.
Yeah.
You're probably not calling my number.
No.
All right. So sure enough, they called my number. So I was real surprised that I got 15th, to be honest with you, at 252.7.
Scores are getting tight nowadays.
Oh, bro. 252.7 wins a contest anywhere else in the country. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so I was really surprised. But then, like, it went up from there. Eric Johnson had a 254.1. And so, and he won with that score. So from 15th place here, and all the way to 16, I was a tenth of a point from being in 16. Everybody behind 16 and up had a perfect score, execution score. The only thing that was different was taste, all the way up.
That was like, I remember in the day back in the day, so say if I could just get to a 50 in taste.
Yeah.
Now you pull out a 52 and you're mad.
Yeah. Why should I be mad at a 252.7? I shouldn't.
Exactly. All right, the lamb came off.
Yeah.
It's right at 115 degrees across the board. One was like 111. They were up between 111 and 117. So that we pulled them off. They just got a good kiss of smoke on them. You can see the ends of the bones are starting to get happy.
Yeah.
And we've been basting it with butter ever since.
Butter.
Greg, did you bring in that brush?
Probably not.
But I'm gonna get that brush before we stick them on here. But I want to drizzle butter to where it drips onto the coals.
Put something under there so let's
Yeah, let's
that road.
burn that road. Scoop it up. Hold on.
So
I'm not saying it would be bad, but
somebody
it
start
would
a
be-
timer for 1 minute, please.
It would be frowned upon.
And these are going directly over the hot coals, no grill grates. Actually, let's go about 1:20.
Just add 20 seconds to it.
Yeah.
Good. Now, minute 10.
There we go. I want that fire.
By the time you get to 30 seconds, you're going to overcook it right there.
That's not an hour and 20 minutes, Greg. That's a minute.
But we want to just ride over them coals. I'm gonna close it down and let it do its thing.
I get Mount Ocean down here. We can show you how to do that.
Get bad down here.
Thaddeus.com.
Yeah.
Thaddeus.com. That's right. And every time I've done this, 1 minute to 1:20 has been the ideal time. If you pull it out, you can stick it with a probe if you want.
Yeah.
It's not really super necessary unless you want to dial it into a dead-on temperature.
No.
So
I want to cut them and eat them.
that's all we need. Cut them and eat them.
Yeah. Jenny says I need G-Man, a cameraman, to come over here. point this thing at the
G-Man makes me nervous for that mustache he got.
shoot. Yeah, well, he makes a lot of people nervous with that mustache.
He's like Mike Magnum PI with an accent.
Yeah, Juan
5, 4,
Juan
3,
Jeremy.
2, 1.
Juan Jeremy.
Juan Jeremy.
Fantastic. You see, I'm gonna go actually a little bit longer on him.
Yeah.
I'm running out a little bit of coal. But you can see how it's starting to roll that fat back.
Yeah. I like to roll my fat back.
Uh-oh. Get down.
That's what she said.
Boy, Ashley got
Hey,
loose
you
when
got-
Lambert ain't here, ain't he?
And women that are watching this, y'all calm it down.
That's right.
It's a G-rated
Say
show.
Friday night at Memphis,
It's a
man.
G-rated
What are you talking
show.
about?
They do let G-Man here, though.
Yeah, we
for the
do.
show.
Yeah,
You
you
had to
got.
roll it back to fine stuff.
Yeah. No.
Here he comes now.
All right, I'm going to turn these over. We're going to go about another minute, 20 or so, and going more butter. Run a little low on fire.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's what we want. We want that fire.
Now that's smoke.
Now that's smoking.
But that's what we want. We want the fire.
Last time I was around that in the kitchen, all the house alarms started going off.
Yeah.
That's what we want, though. We want that fire. About another minute or so.
Here goes the trophies.
They don't know the game cook.
Who? Oh, the fire department.
No, they got them cool lights they can flash on that thing. They just open right on
It'll open it right
They
up.
get down here and
Really?
run in all
Yeah.
them fish posts.
the strobe thing.
That chirp will open it
If,
or
if
whatever.
not, they don't. If there's a key there, they got a strobe or a chirp that'll open it.
Yeah, I did not know that.
You know, it's
Come down and land or learn something.
That's right.
That'll make y'all find worthwhile.
and the fire truck come in and hit
15
them fish
seconds
posts.
there.
All right.
I'm gonna be nice.
But
Ashley has already X-rated this whole deck gun program.
no, I really didn't mean to buy that.
Two,
You
Hard
didn't,
on.
but
It's all
you
because
did.
our
Hard
minds went kaplunk.
I'd say a hard R.
You're gonna get our whole thing
Hey,
banned.
Jim. Damn it.
whoa. Mark's gonna come back and say, "What happened to our broadcast?"
Yeah. Well.
Our ratings are up.
Yeah. Our ratings are up, by the way. Yeah. Hey, this is the episode that like Bomb Pop Company tunes into or something like that, and we don't know it.
Well, they need to be
Yeah. You ain't lying.
incognito.
So like any meat, we're going to let it rest for 5 or 10 minutes and putting a little extra butter on.
Oh, that ain't gonna hurt my feelings.
It's not going to hurt my feelings either. But if you notice how it wasn't crusted up before we put it on that grill, now it's got a good bark all the way around it.
Yeah.
And we're just going to let it sit for a few minutes, and
It smells good too. I wish the people.
here in a few minutes before we have our popsicles, we'll have the
Smell-o-vision.
Put that smell app on there.
Yeah.
Show 'em how to make it.
They smell a lot better cooked.
if
than
y'all
they
can
do
figure
raw.
out how to do a smell lab, let's all retire now.
Especially with wool on.
They smell a lot better cooked than they do raw.
Yeah.
They do. Yeah, if anybody's gotten lamb and you get it out of that cryovac bag, it don't matter how fresh it is, it has that gamey smell to it
Yeah.
every time you open it.
It's
Let's see. Hold on. Robert Perkins, I sure wish I didn't make it over to Arkansas, brother. I ain't seen you in a long time.
Hey man, y'all come over, come duck hunting anytime.
We was-
ain't never there.
we was acting a fool during awards, man. Robert Perkins said the funniest thing. He's like, "Why when we hear numbers called out at SEA awards, it's kind of we so upset like it's bingo." Like, ooh, we were so close. Like they called out, B8 and you had B9. You know what I'm
Oh, there's been many times that they'll do that. They'll play 7-2-1.
I'm real good at that.
4. And then I'm like 5. I'm like, well, son of a.
Yeah, like you were close, but you
I'll
know.
stop in the middle, take a drink, talk about other stuff. and then-
Everybody's
Yeah.
out there antsy
But,
as they can be.
but somehow
That's what
your
I try
state
to
was just
tell
right
y'all.
there.
Don't get so worked up and try to know your number.
But the thing with
Just
the number
wait,
is,
Just forget it like I.
Wait till they say. Wait till they say, Alan.
Just
And
put
if
it in your hat
nobody
and forget about it.
Then you.
Then you go. Then you look at your numbers.
they holler you ain't when you ain't there.
Yeah.
Except for when you're 3 people.
Pull a Lambo and put it
That
in your
was
hat and
kind of
forget about it.
difficult.
Well, that's what Alan does.
Yeah. Alan doesn't even look at his number.
Alan doesn't even realize he's got a ticket.
Know where he's at?
Well, he's normally in full conversation at this time.
During the awards.
All right, if you do the technique, 115 degrees, pull it off, minute to a minute 20 on each side.
Look at that.
You get the medium.
Look
That's
at
how I
that.
like mine. That's a finished temperature about 132, 133.
Sweet.
Obviously, the more you let it sit out, the more pink it's going to be. So if you're going to do this for a catering or to serve other people, cut it a few minutes before you serve it so it pinks up and it looks a little more rare than what it really is.
Yeah.
But if you've never cut lamb chops, you can't just cut straight down. You got to get to the bottom and then you got to do a little
Like
turn
end,
with the
yeah.
end of the blade. And then once you do one or two of them, you'll get down, you'll see where you got to cut it. But it's that simple. 115 degrees, pull it off, charcoal grill, no grill grates. Only time I ever don't use grill grates when I'm cooking
Yeah.
lamb. And 1 minute aside.
That one looks like it needs
That had your name on.
some special attention.
Well, did you get it? You
You
got a
can
dip?
dip it, Ashley.
Oh,
So I can't.
I don't have to it. Don't dip. Here, let me.
drizzle. There you go. I didn't want to double dip.
No double dipping.
Oh, look.
It was
If the people in this room had
Oh,
to
my
share
God.
theirs, you know, I'm pretty sure.
Y'all come on.
People share theirs.
I ain't scared.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm. For people that don't like lamb,
Look,
that's the way you need to try it right there.
I've only
Right
tried
there.
it one other time.
Mm.
Yep. She,
It is so
she
good.
Didn't like it. Didn't like it. Didn't
That
like
right there is where Joe Wilson's 100.
Yeah.
That's where that 20 went.
That's where that 80 went.
That's where that 20 doubled, tripled.
Honey,
5 times.
Mm. You share it. Ain't but one
Wow,
bite.
that's smoking.
Anybody got an extra?
And this will be perfect for Christmas as well. Everybody will love it.
Oh my gosh.
But notice we did not probe it at the end because you don't need to. It's going to finish out medium.
I'm glad you left it on, Tom.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh.
Mm.
That's so fine.
You don't even have to like lamb to like that.
No, the stigma of the lamb is that jelly.
Yeah. If you leave that jelly off and just cook it like this.
Yeah, get rid of that darn green stuff.
That was for the fish, but that's okay.
Oh, well, all right. Well,
I'll get you another plate. Hold on.
But you almost cannot overcook it if you stop at your 115 and do a minute on each side. Even with the flames kissing it like it was a minute ago, it's not going to overcook it.
Wyatt approved.
God.
Well, that kid will eat anything, so I don't know.
Oh, man, it's you.
He loves candy, I know that.
And chicken wings.
Chicken. Hey, I love chicken wings too, brother.
Yeah. I can't knock no chicken wings.
Mm-mm.
Golly.
So when we trimmed them, we left them gnawing. That's what it leaves is that bark and
Yeah.
that fat right there on the side.
That's like the good part of the corn dog.
That's like the good part of the corn dog right there. The crispy part on the stick.
You know that's right.
But that's where it's at. Hey,
Dude,
Mike
that-
D, go and break it out, Mike D.
Go ahead and do it, Mike D.
I'm ready to get up in that halibut.
Try it.
What?
Mm-mm-mm.
Oh my gosh.
And we call this liquid right here gravy.
Yeah.
Everybody loves the gravy.
Liquid of the gods.
I'm gonna take some home in my beer.
Super easy recipe.
Yeah. What? I'm gonna wake up in the middle of the night and go, yeah, that smells good.
You know, say, we watched everything
Well,
but
like
the
actually
beard.
figure out how to do it.
For later.
Yeah. My goodness.
Eat them up.
Yeah.
That's why you got to use a cutting board that's got the
Gotta have
drip.
the groove to
You gotta,
hold it
gotta
in.
have the groove because it's gonna release all that good.
Hey, as soon as we started cutting these up, we lost 10 viewers because I think they just felt sorry for themselves. They wasn't here. So, those are good.
They went to see
Those are worth.
Costco
Hey,
still
those, eating that's worth them 10 listeners.
You ain't
10
lying.
viewers.
That's right. I'll trade that anytime. You broke the bone, Kansas.
That's how tender they are.
broke the
The
handle.
bones got tender.
That's right. Broke the handle off.
But the butter's where it's at. The butter, you got to dip it in the butter. It's good by itself, but it's even better in the butter. And if you dip it in this gravy right there,
Yeah.
that's where
I
it's
got
at.
there. Put it down.
They just said
Is it good?
you could try it.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
I
that's
thought,
good.
I thought,
I don't speak on that. That was somebody else.
Robert Parkins, I was only going to drink one of these beers, but since you
He called you out.
since you called me out, I'm gonna drink one
here's
with
some
you.
more halibut.
That's fine right there. These right here. Now, I don't know how much y'all eat lamb, but cooking it to a medium, the texture of that is perfect.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
If it was 3 or 4 degrees lower, more rare, it'd be a little chewy
tighter,
to
yeah.
it. Most people would say I'm crazy for cooking it to medium. That's just how I prefer it.
Everybody that knows you.
And that one's almost medium well by the time we got to.
All right, shut up, Vic. Don't call me out on that. No.
We don't have
Wasn't
TV.
calling you
Yeah.
out.
What are you talking about?
Listen, we're worldwide here.
Worldwide.
What do
This
you
goes
think here?
everywhere.
Look, man, I got 3 sentences on the news last week. Who do you think I am?
Got more than Ashley got Carlisle, right?
Yeah, that's more than actually got Carlisle.
You have the right to remain silent.
Jimmy Davis.
Right.
I promise you don't do lamb. You say you don't do lamb, but you would do this lamb.
You
I
would eat-
promise you.
Everybody that I know that doesn't like lamb, that tried
Would
this
eat this
lamb,
lamb.
would eat it.
Yes.
It's fantastic.
There's no gamey
It's-
taste, there's no.
No lammy taste.
Yeah.
Perfect texture.
It's perfect.
That's a really good cut.
Oh, look at this one. Got that fat pocket in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
To me, you can grill it, you can smoke it till it's done. But to me, that process, even though you got to have 2 grills, is the easiest way to make it perfect every
That's what
single
I'm saying,
time.
but
But you
everybody.
gotta have that char.
You have to have the flames. It's got to be engulfed in the flames. That's what
right.
brings that char to it.
I mean, everybody's got it, but even the ones that don't, most of the backyard people got a Weber.
Oh, you could definitely do it
You
on
can
a
do it
Weber.
offset, and
Yeah,
then
you
you can have hot sides.
Yeah.
You could. It's easier if you have 2 because you can have one at 250 degrees
Right.
and your other one blazing.
Screaming.
You know,
And I think you could do it just like we did tonight. You could do the prelim on the pellet smoker, but definitely something about charcoal. You got to have that flame.
my game plan on the way down here was use the red box for all of it.
Yeah.
I was going to put all 3 racks with a water pan, 1 piece of wood, about 15 pieces of coal. And when it got time to sear, I was going to pull the water pan out of it
Yeah.
without the deflector and put a rack on the
Put it
bottom
back
of
on
it
the bottom.
and just use 1 pit.
Yeah.
But just so happens the guy that owns Red Box Smokers does not have a Red Box smoker.
Yeah.
So that's how good they sell. That's how good they are.
Yeah.
He couldn't even keep one in stock.
I
So-
think I'm gonna sell mine on a black market.
What about the red market?
I think red box market.
Why
That's
you
it.
gotta be prejudiced?
I
Why can't you
don't.
just sell it on the market?
I don't. On the
Hey,
market.
on whatever market it'll sell.
On the dark
No.
market. Whatever.
I do have 2 of them. So
Yeah. I think like somebody was looking for one on Facebook the other day, and they were like, "I need a red box smoker." I'm like, "Good luck."
Good luck.
You know.
Martin Lambert needs a bunch of them.
Yeah, Mark Lambert needs a bunch of.
I don't know if they got a PlayStation 6, but getting Red Box is about like getting one of them,
About like
right?
getting a PlayStation 6.
Yeah.
I was like, surprised when Papa Joe said they still had some in stock. I
They
said,
did. They told us.
Damn.
They told us.
They hadn't
in-
tried to sell them then.
Well, they told us when we went to, we saw them in Round Rock in June that they had a few, and I was like, I don't know how.
Yeah.
So I said, all you got to say is where they at, because you should be able to sell them.
Yep, Mark had that one that he dropped out here with a scratch and dent. That's old.
Oh yeah,
Dented cans are cheaper.
Still
That's
cooking
right.
fine. Still cooking
it's like you
fine.
throw them on the ground. All right.
Put those on the red box.
Hey,
Huh?
we
Those on the red box.
That's what we were just talking about. Where you been?
Where you at? I got full.
You've been looking at laptop stuff.
I guess.
Off her lips.
So if we bought some there.
Eric? Yes, sir.
We could
All
put
right.
those.
We have
Okay.
to have a Costco membership. Yes, we can buy from that Costco.
I'm getting my popsicle right
Have
here.
lamb.
Yeah. We got lamb chop popsicles, or we have bomb pops.
Yeah, we had lollipops. Now we're
Now we're
having
having bomb pops. This is our segment where to end the show we call Popsicles and Prayer. That's how we end all old school. And this is brought to you by Boars Night Out, White Lightning, and all their rubs, championship rubs.
couple
They
of
even,
them up here.
if you don't know them, it's look stuff like that, and most of their rubs have this championship ring on the top there.
And the ones that don't, they done rubbed it off.
They took it off. That's right.
Put it on their bottle.
they tried to put it on somebody.
Intended on that.
Jim. Yeah. I'll just put the lid on it.
Change the lid on
I
Change
just
the
change
lid.
the lid out.
Did you know that you can actually heat those bottles up a little bit and that label peels right off?
Yeah.
That's what we hear.
I got some one time.
And it'll make it sticky enough that you can put another label over top of it.
That's what we hear.
That's what we hear. All right. So
Is that what you does? Wow.
all right.
There's a reason you're Eugene.
I'm gonna pray for you, Greg. All right. Our gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, just thank you for this day. Thank you for this group of friends. Thank you for this time of fellowship, Lord. Just thank you for Eric and coming to join us and sharing this wonderful recipe with us. Thank you for everybody's watching, and Lord, just protect us and take care of us. And thank you for your grace and your mercy and your love. Thank you for loving us even though we don't deserve it. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right. So next week we'll probably have some deer
Or fish.
or fish,
Or
some
not.
kind, or and
Turf.
maybe, I don't know. We'll see.
I'm sure it'll be good.
But we should be here, and it should be good. I've never had not a bad meal here, so it's been crazy. We've been doing this probably over 3 years now, and never had a bad meal.
Crazy it's been that long.
Yeah,
That fast.
that fast. So appreciate everybody watching. Thank y'all so much for watching. Thank you for letting us be a part of your Thursday night. And I said something earlier today. Said God didn't add one more day to your life for you. You don't need it. He added it because you needed to be for somebody else. Needed to be there for somebody else. So I stumbled over that. I'm sorry, but thank y'all so much for watching. Love God and love people, y'all. As always, thank you, Eric. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, Mark Lambert.
Yeah, thank you,
Thank
Mark
you, Mark
Lambert.
Lambert.
Thank you, Mark Lambert.
Thank you, my mama.
All right. And if you don't have any gift ideas, go to BigJimHudgens.com. Go to SSOMD.com. Look for Boars Night Out's products everywhere. Lowe's, Ace Hardware.
BigMoney.com.
Yeah, you can go to Big. Yeah. If you'd like to help me out, Andy, come by and buy a golf cart.
Or the deer stand.
Yeah. But don't let your friends buy golf carts from Lowe's. That's what I'm saying. I'm not.
Only your barbecue season.
Yeah, only buy barbecue seasoning from Lowe's. Don't buy golf carts. Nothing against Lowe's. All right. Y'all have a good week. We'll see y'all next week. Same right here, time and channel. See ya.
Love you.
See y'all.